sit behind the tap.
Hey, thank you so much, Patricia. I really appreciate you taking the time with me today.
Yeah, and you've been so patient. I was so completely discombobulated and unprepared for this conversation, but I think it's going to be fun anyway.
Me too. So that makes two of us. It's all
Okay,
good.
perfect. So tell me about TapWyse.
Yeah, you bet. So TapWyse, what I like to say we do is we do membership and marketing software for breweries, but we deliver it to the brewery in a somewhat unique way where we build a custom branded mobile app specifically for each brewery that we work with, so that your relationship with your guest is with your brand and not, TapWyse, we exist behind the scenes. None of your guests are ever going to know who we are. It's all about helping you keep that relationship positive with your guests and direct.
All right. So when we were prepping for this conversation, I kind of shared my own kind of misperception that people don't download apps for breweries to help me understand what I'm missing about what's really happening.
Yeah, we do hear that a lot, that there's that, people don't want to download an app. There's a couple things I would say to that. If they're in your tap room, there's a reason they're there. They care about your brand. They care about what's going on. They're much more likely to download your app than say some random app. And the data that we have just shows that that's kind of a misconception. So year over year, I've got this queued up for us today. Um, from January of last year to January of this year, brewery app downloads are up 387%. So
That's amazing.
it's just we hear it a lot, but it's just kind of not necessarily the case.
Yeah, like all forms of communication today, everything gets a little distorted.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, if you also just think about kind of how do you use your cell phone, the data shows that 85% to 90% of the time is in using it within apps and not necessarily browsing the web or anything like that. So we think that apps are really kind of important, an important part of the marketing strategy for any particular brewery, that wants to stay, relevant
Yeah.
and long term.
All right. So do you work exclusively with breweries or you work with other business types?
That's a great question, actually. So I work exclusively with breweries, but we do have two sister companies, one that works with golf courses and another that works with music venues.
Oh, nice.
So we do similar things within each of the markets. So I love it because when people ask me what I do, I get to say I get to work in golf, music, and beer. So it's
Very
life
cool.
is good.
Yeah, no. All right. So let's talk about breweries specifically. What do you love about working with them?
I mean, the thing that I like about working with breweries is just I think they're some of the best people. I have worked in different markets. I think it's some of the best people out there work in the brewery space. And the other thing I love about it is just how innovative and creative and scrappy, to be honest with you, breweries are that we work with. They care about their communities. They come up with some of the best ideas, I think, in terms of marketing and awareness and things like that that I've seen, and I've worked in a couple different industries, and it's inspiring to see kind of what the breweries are doing that we get to work with on the daily basis,
I
for sure.
actually agree with you. As a marketer, I kind of, and we support a lot of different industries. They are the most creative from the
Totally.
moment you walk in the door to the can, to the vibe, to the music. It's these people really need to understand like what their brand stands for, and hands down, the best marketers, in my opinion.
I totally agree. It's awesome to see the stuff that they come up with and on a daily basis. It's very
All
cool.
right. So we're going to get into something that has changed a lot, but most people haven't really acknowledged it or even kind of probably thought about it.
Mhm.
The change in how platforms like Facebook and Instagram have kind of disintermediated the brand and created
Yeah.
this kind of almost like a black hole of
Yeah.
awareness. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why one of the ways that we can help most is Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Meta and all of these platforms spent, we spent years kind of building followings on these different platforms. And what they've realized is that they've started to kind of crank down the clamps on who sees, even if you have a follower, the likelihood that they're going to see what you have to say, is extremely low. They've kind of moved from, it used to be reliable, now it's 4 to 7%, which is really hard. And it sucks, because like I said, we spent years building these followings. They used to see what we had to say. It used to be a reliable way to kind of get the message out or interact or engage with your guests, and it's just not the case anymore. And it's really important, I think, kind of long term for us as marketers and as an industry to take back the communication channel because I don't think it's going the other direction. Like, Meta's not all of a sudden going to be like, um, we're going to just let your followers see what you have to say again. It's gonna,
Yeah.
it's not moving that way. So,
Yeah, it's
um,
it's so interesting, and it's not just the social media platforms. It's in Google. It's in all the other digital platforms. There was a time
yeah.
when there was like a one-to-one relationship with that you could get online with an individual, and today it's almost impossible to do that in a scalable way.
Yeah, you're totally right. And I have one other gripe just from marketer to marketer. So
Yeah.
I went to, and this is a tangential story, but I went to a music conference last year for that sister company, and I got to listen to Meta present. And their presentation was basically what they were saying is, give us your money and let us find the customer for you using our AI. And the only thing I watched that and I was just blown away that that was their pitch because the only thing I can guarantee about that is that they're going to optimize that algorithm for them and not necessarily for you. And
Yeah.
so it just it's a bummer that they've kind of gotten to this place where they've got so much control over our audiences and it's and
Yeah.
then now they're telling us to do that. So,
Oh
anyways,
yeah. Yeah, we could
um,
talk a long time about the
yeah,
money situation and these
yeah,
auctions and how they work
yeah.
and it's a huge disadvantage for small businesses and anyone who,
Totally.
has to earn the money that they spend. I always say, you can literally do anything with other people's money, but if it's your money, you got to be very strategic and surgical. So then
Yeah, you care a lot more when it's
a
your
hundred
money.
percent. Yeah, yeah. Every
That's what
day,
it's
all
gonna
day
be.
long. It's if it's your money. So
So
when you are working with, talk to me about the kinds of operators that you work with, and maybe give us an example of a great campaign.
totally. So we actually exist to kind of serve the small brewery all the way up through kind of your larger folks. So I'll give you an example. We have a brewery called 8-Bit Brewing Company in Avon, Arizona, that is a mom and pop husband and wife team, and they're awesome. And some of the, like you said, some of the most creative stuff that we see comes out of breweries like that as well. But we also serve all the way up the chain to people like your Trogs and your Stone even Brewing Company as well. And the so we run the gamut in terms of size of breweries. And I'll give you one example of a successful program that I like is my local place. This is Pure Project. I'm based in San Diego, California. And just to give you a quick kind of backstory on them, they brew great beer. They had a barrel-aged bottle club for many, many years and still have it. It's called the Cellar Syndicate. But what they wanted to do was launch a program that was more accessible to the common taproom guest. Not every guest that you see is going to want big barrel-aged beers. So they worked with us and set up what they call their brew crew. And the brew crew is $20 a month, and you get your first pint of the week for $1. And then you get a handful of other perks that come with it as well, birthday beers, member Mondays, things like that. And it's been a phenomenal program for them. So I actually have permission to kind of share some of their information. So they are now running at about $50,000 a year in annual recurring revenue through that program. So it's been a big win for them. But on top of just the dollars that are transacting through the app and those membership fees, what they've seen is that dollar beer reward, that weekly dollar beer, has been a big win in terms of traffic, taproom traffic volume, And they know that when someone comes in and gets their dollar beer, they actually buy three beers, not one.
Nice.
And I'm a testament to that because I'm a member. And so my wife, if I haven't used it, we go in at the end of the week, we use it. I get two for me and one for her, unless she's
Brilliant.
feeling saucy, and then she gets two too. So
Awesome.
it's,
Very cool.
yeah,
Very
great
cool.
program.
All right, so we're gonna start to kind of land the plane because we started late and I was unprepared, but I know
Oh
you
yeah,
got
no worries.
things to do. So let's talk about, okay, if you I'm an operator, I'm not using any of these. I'm still using Instagram and Facebook. I got
Hmm
like
hmm
one person that runs that, and I'm spending a little bit of money, but it's money that I care about. Tell
hmm
me what I can do or what I should be thinking about over the next 30 days in order to kind of shake that up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we touched on it earlier, but it's so important to get control back of the communication channel that you have with your guests. And there's lots of ways to do that. And whether it's, making sure you're capturing email addresses, making sure you're capturing phone numbers, or in our case, getting them to download your app so that you can communicate with them via push message. But anything you can do in the next 30 days to bring your channel, your followers back into your control, so that they know about their because they're in your tap room for a reason. They care about your brand. They want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's what we see with the breweries we work with. And so, let them know, get their information, directly communicate with them. It's going to be help your relationship and help them out too. Stay involved.
Yeah. And then I know you mentioned you're going to be at Craft Con next week in Maryland. We're going to
You
be
bet.
there
Yeah.
too. You
Super.
want to say anything about that show?
I mean, this is the first time I'm going. I think it might be the first time they're putting on the show, so I'm excited about it. We'll be there. We'll be doing a little bit of a talk on some of the programs that are working best, as well, and looking forward to it. Yeah,
Very
and
nice.
excited
So
to see you in person.
yeah, I don't get to go to shows very often, but I
Yeah,
really am a big fan of Andrew Copeland and the craft beer professionals and everything that
totally.
they do. So we
Yeah,
decided, yeah, we're going to show up at that show, and I look forward to meeting you there.
absolutely. Can't wait.
All right, so for people who want to know more, can you kind of share your details, like anything to get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can visit our website is TapWyse, TapWyse.com. You can email me directly. That's Ross, Ross, not Russ, at tapwise.com.
Okay.
Or to be honest with you, you can give me a call or shoot me a text. My number is 760-209-6048. I'm always happy to talk to anyone about this stuff. So,
All right. Well, this has been great. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
yeah, thank you, Patricia. Appreciate it.